All right, thanks everyone. We'll continue with Donovan Sebrango. Please let us know if you'd like to ask a question. We'll start with Ted Colfin.
Hey, Don, is it kind of strange to be here in a way for you, being that you've been in GR the last couple seasons?
Recording in progress.
I mean, you feel almost like a veteran with all these guys?
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, after a few minutes of kind of being around the same age group, you kind of go back into, you get the feeling back that you're kind of back in junior. But I mean, I guess I kind of feel like a veteran here, but I mean, I still feel, like I said, pretty young, and I am pretty young. But I mean, maybe I feel a little older than these guys. But I mean, they're the same age to me, so you get a sense of kind of bond a little quicker.
Well, that's what just the time you've gotten in GR. That's got to be a big benefit for you at this stage in your career and all.
Yeah, I've said it before. I think I kind of came on top of a bad situation going on in the world, but I mean, I was able to benefit from a bit from it, and I'm grateful for that. But I mean, it still is an unfortunate time going around in the world. But I was lucky to get the opportunity to come to Grand Rapids.
Thanks.
Ansar Khan.
Yeah, Donovan, just talking a little bit more about your experience here, a couple of years in GR. Just what has that done for your game as far as the accelerating your growth, just playing against men, experienced players like that?
Yeah, I think especially just from my first year to my second year in the AHL, I mean, it's been a complete different growing experience and kind of league too. I mean, your first year you kind of got a mixture of junior guys getting brought up and East Coast guys, and it's just a kind of there's a weird mix. And then now, kind of my first taste of what real AHL hockey is. It's a big wake up call, and it was definitely a growth year for me. Just kind of being able to kind of see the men that you play against and where you have to be to even to get to the next level. So I think it just kind of seeing how the league is now. It just kind of was a big learning curve for me, and just kind of I gained a lot from this year. Just kind of seeing what it's going to take to get to the NHL.
And you played that kind of a gritty, feisty type of game there. How much do you like that style? Just how much does that suit you?
Yeah, I think I mean it's pretty obvious that I'm not going to be an offensive guy at the next level. So I think being gritty is something that I really pride myself on, and being a shutdown guy, being able to shut down their top players. So I think, like I said, the AHL is a good league, and it got better from my first to second year. So I think kind of as the year goes on, you kind of learn more and just kind of learn little tricks to kind of help you along the way. The veterans help you, but like I said, I take a lot of pride in my grittiness and kind of shutting guys down.
Thanks.
Next, go to Max Boltman on Zoom.
Hey, Donovan. First of all, I'm curious, are you still planning to play in the World Juniors this summer?
Yes.
I mean, obviously it was a shorter experience there, but having played against pros and then going back to your age group, like what do you get out of that opportunity? What aspects of your game can you work on and show there?
I think there's a lot of different aspects. I mean, in the room wise, you kind of try to be a leader and just kind of lead by example and just kind of take it day by day. I mean, they're still the same age as me, like I said, so you don't want to come in like you're better than them. I just try to show them that what the pro hockey is like and what it takes to get there. And I think on ice, I mean, coming down, I mean, you're playing against the best players in your age group, so I mean, it's not a huge adjustment. I mean, like I said, they're the best players, so coming from the AHL to the best hockey my age group wasn't too big of a change, but I just try to bring my leadership and just kind of my experience playing against men and older guys and see where that takes us, and hopefully it takes us to gold.
I imagine too, like there's a little more opportunity to play. I mean, we saw in a couple of games, like play with the puck and create and all that too.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it comes with age and maturity. I mean, everyone's kind of bigger and stronger every level you go up. So, I mean, coming down, you kind of feel a little more in place. I mean, you're not up against giants and older guys. So, I mean, you feel a little more, I guess, bigger out there. But, I mean, like I said, we're playing the biggest, best kids my age group. So it wasn't too big of an adjustment.
And then last thing for me, how much have you gotten to work with Nicholas Cronwall over the last couple of years, or has he mostly been in Europe, or has he worked with you much? And if he has, what have you guys worked on together?
Yeah, I've got to work with him a bunch. He came down to Grand Rapids and he's here now. And I think just kind of working on just little movements. I mean, skating's a big thing for me. It's always something you try to improve, especially to get to the next level. But I think, like today, we worked on walking the blue line, just head up, just quick little head fakes, just kind of get the guy trying to block the shot, the forward come move a bit, get shots through. I think just little things like that. I mean, he had a great career, and I think he kind of dissects the game in a way you kind of don't see it, and you're kind of having a wow moment that just the way he sees it, and just kind of opens your eyes to something you're kind of not thinking. And I think it's been great for me, and I mean, like I said, he had a great career, so I just kind of soak in everything that he teaches me.
Thank you.
Bob Duff.
Donovan, all players when they get to this level talk about the support they've had on the journey from their family and their friends and that. But I mean, when you look at you from your mom on down, I think the Donovan Sebrango marketing arm on social media might be the biggest of any player I've ever seen. And what does it mean to you to have that kind of support system behind you and supporting you, like obviously when you're going to go through ups and downs?
Yeah, I think, I mean, she had to be a mom and a dad for me. I mean, growing up as a single parent definitely isn't easy, especially the troublemaking kid I was. So I think getting her support and just kind of seeing how she supports me on social media, I mean, it's great. It just kind of makes you realize kind of what you're working for and why you want it so bad. And I think she just motivates me every day, and it's what I use as motivation to come into the rink every day and get better and achieve my goals of making the NHL.
I know last year during the World Juniors when you scored your goal there, that they actually interviewed her on TSN. That must have been nice for you to see her get some recognition because you get all the glory.
Yeah, I think hadn't scored a goal in a while before that, so I mean that was definitely a good feeling. But definitely to see her do that interview was definitely a close feeling to scoring that goal. But it's definitely good for her to kind of get some recognition because she deserves it more than I do.
Okay, thank you.
Last question, Art Regner.
Don, could you talk about your relationship or the impact Ben Simon has had on your career? Because from the moment you arrived in GR, he became an instant fan, it seems like.
Yeah, I think he's big on accountability, and I think he's been able to keep me accountable for the first 2 years. I mean, if I'm not playing good, he'll tell me, and it's exactly what I want. But if I'm playing good, he'll be the first guy to give me a pat on the back. So I think just his accountability in both good and bad is what I really kind of what we connect through.
You know, I wonder if you could elaborate. We hear a lot about the AHL, obviously, because of Grand Rapids, and many of us go down there and watch the Griffins play. What kind of league? You say it's men and all that. Can you maybe when you first got there, what you thought you were getting yourself into and how it's evolved for you? What kind of league is it really, if you could try to hone in on that?
Yeah, I think my first year you got taxi squad, you got junior guys coming up. Like I said, there was just a weird mix of guys, so I wasn't really sure what kind of to expect. I mean, it was obviously still a good league, but I mean, second year is kind of when you really get a taste of what the AHL is like. I mean, it's a gritty type of hockey with skill. I mean, you got good enough guys to be in the NHL, just circumstances going on that they're down here. So I mean, you've got NHL ready players, and you've got, I mean, your fourth line big guys that are willing to go through you, get the puck. So I mean, you have to be ready for anything kind of out there. So I mean, it keeps you on your toes, like I said. But definitely for my second year, you get a taste of kind of how the leagues evolve as you go up. So I mean, yeah, definitely kind of get a real sense of what AHL looks like now.
You're an abrasive player to begin with, but obviously, as you alluded to many times, you're playing against men. How difficult was getting ready for the physical challenge or the grind? Not that you're not going to shy away from it, but these are guys that are older than you.
Yeah, I think it's just being smart. I mean, you got 80 whatever games in a season, and I think that's something you're not really used to coming out of junior, and especially as a younger guy. I mean, you got to work smarter. I mean, as a younger guy trying to prove yourself, you want to go 100% in everything you do. But I think just being smarter throughout the season, just keeping your body right is really where you benefit. And I'm still learning that. I mean, like I said, you just take it kind of day by day, and you play a grittier style. Like I said, I like to play a grittier style of game. So I mean, taking care of your body is where that starts and transfers onto the ice and being able to play my game.
Thank you.
All right, those are all the questions we had for Donovan. We'll be back shortly with Emil Viro.
Recording stopped.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.